Okay, let me see how many slides yeah, so okay, yeah, so not many. Okay, uh, okay, so the construct phrase, which is the idafa, we talked about it, right? Um, but what I have here in the slide is just, making you aware of the fact that there are three major types of constructs. We can talk about identity relationship in this kind of phrase, identity relationship between the first word and the second word in the idafa phrase, um, and then quantitative relationship, and then possession relationship. Um, so uh, uh, so possession relationship, it will be like bait and ustad, right? So the house is owned, there is possession. And let me see if I can, I can't really think of the examples of the other cases, but if you give me just a minute, I will remind myself, looking at because there are some good examples here to share with you. Mm, oh, okay. So, um, so sorry. Just give me a second. Yes. So, almost there. Yes. So, so I gave you an example of possession relationship. So if you say Beit Karim, um, so Karim possess, right, this house, uh, and um, where are the examples? Can you help me with the examples of? I have seen them. Okay, let me see. Yeah, okay.
Where are you checking right now?
Noun, phrase, the construct. Yeah. Okay, so page 205. Okay, so we in the book there are actually five, but the major ones are three, which I would like you just to be aware of them. So like I said, I started with the last one because it was easy for me to remember an example of possession relationship. So like Beit Karim, and I have identity relationship between the two words that make the idafa phrase, if you like, the construct phrase. So it's like Medinatu, right? Oh, the city of Damascus. Medinat, Boston, right? Identity. Um, okay, so we're not talking about these are two objects, right? So no one possesses the other, but this relationship is of identity, right? Um, and uh, and then we have, like I said, possession, and quantitative. Quantitative will be quantitative. Uh, um, yeah. So finjal or كأس قهوة, right? A cup of coffee, right? Cup, thinking of size, yeah. Not not a mug, huh? Cup versus a mug, huh? Or not a kettle, not a pot, but a cup, or maybe an espresso cup of coffee, huh? So كأس قهوة, right? كأس قهوة. Okay, so that's quantitative. These are, I mean, if you if it will be relevant to mention in your final project only if you happen to have the construct phrase similar to the one in MSA. I'm not sure, because languages um, um, vary, and there sometimes they can be similar, even if when they don't belong to the same um, family, if you like. Um, and then more about the construct phrase. So you may have thought that the idafa is just a super brief, small concept in MSA, but it's actually not the case. Sometimes idafa phrase can be composed of more than two words. Okay, and what happens is that okay, so what happens is this. So when we have, look at these examples. And of course, we're talking about agreement and the relationship between the words in the noun phrase. So when you have شعر الشاب الطويل, all right, which is the youth's long hair, notice that we have شعر, indefinite, right? And الشاب الطويل. So الطويل is an attributive adjective. What you need to be aware of is that sometimes you may get confused. You may think, oh, because shahr is indefinite, you may think tawil is actually modifying shahr and not a shab, right? And you may think of it as tawil instead of at tawil, right? So this is what we are here trying to show in these examples. When we have an idafa phrase which includes an attributive adjective, so it's usually connected to the noun it modifies, not necessarily the first word of the construct phrase. Okay, so sorry, and if you go one more time, you see how in English you have the youths, long hair. So in English, if you think this it's a determinant of what noun? Which noun? Tell me. In English, which is the definite article.
Wait, you're saying what is the modifying?
Yes.
Hair.
Yes, hair. And do we need dots in Arabic? No, right? Because hair comes without the definite article. Because again, it's an idafa phrase. So this is where you can talk about the difference between English and Arabic. Okay. So let me and then we have this other example, right? The acquired immune deficiency syndrome. AIDS in Arabic is مرض نقص المناعة المكتسب. So this shows that the disease of deficiency of deficiency syndrome of the immune that is acquired, if you like. So we have if we let's get rid of let's just ignore al-muktasab for now and keep just the first three words. We have marad and we have naqs al-mana'. These are all nouns. Okay, so when we have only nouns, more than two nouns in an idafa phrase, a construct phrase, it's only the last one that you make definite. That's why you don't need to put al at the beginning of naqs. So you can't say marad and naqs al mana' al muktasab, because marad and naqs and mana' are all nouns. So to make it an idafa phrase, you want to make sure only the very last one is definite. And because al-muktasab is an adjective, it still agrees with the noun it modifies. So it still respects the rule of adjective and noun and attributive adjectives and noun agreement. So yes, al-mana'a al-muktasab. Even though al-muktasab is actually masculine and it's working for, it's modifying the disease. So it can be a little complicated. And I want you to, when you're talking about examples of the constructs phrase and idafa, I would like you to come up with an example in your language of choice and break it down and tell us a few differences about it, okay? Okay, I know it's almost time, but we're almost done. Let us go here. Yes, this is what I mentioned earlier when I was talking about adjectives, attributive adjectives, and nouns. You know how we say in Arabic we say a noun plus adjective, like rajul kabir, a big, an old man, right? An old man, sometimes a big man, yeah. But a man big, right? When that adjective is in its comparative form, what happens? The order changes. So akbar Medina, you can't say Medina akbar. So we usually start with the adjective in the comparative form. So and also there is no agreement, so we don't really change akbar to akbara, for example. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's one word, if you like. You don't change it because the noun is masculine or feminine. That's on one hand. On the other hand, this adjective, because this is still an adjective, comparative form is an adjective form. It functions as an adjective. It comes before the noun it modifies, as opposed to normal, if you like, normal adjectives. They come after the noun they modify. Okay. And this is this is the last one? Yes. This is what Andrea was talking about, noun and number constructs. She was talking about how when the numbers between 3 and 10 are used as modifiers in noun phrases, we use the opposite gender of the noun. So we have arba'at rijal. So arba'a is actually the default word for 4, right? And we keep it feminine because we have rajul, the singular of rijal, masculine. So arba'at rijal. But if the noun is feminine, it's arba'. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense, but it may not make sense to you. But this is what we have. One of the nonsense, one of the confusing rules, if you like, in MSA. Arba' banat, arba'at aqlam, because we say qalam, masculine. And shukran.